welcome back to my channel, Beautiful Minutia. If you're new here, my name is Tiffany, and today I am announcing a read-along in the month of June. So back in the day, by back in the day, I mean 2021 and the early part of 2022, Krista from Books and Jams would several times a year host a read-along of a Christian nonfiction book, and most of them were actually classics kind of the Christian faith, and it was wonderful. So we'd take a month to read through this book, and then we would have weekly live shows to discuss the portion of the book that we read. I got so much out of these read-alongs because not only was I enjoying my own diving into it, but the discussion with other people just brought so much more of it to light, and even parts that, didn't speak as deeply to me then did when other people shared how it spoke to them. And so I am really excited to host a read-along of a non-Christian book, and hopefully Krista from Books and Jams will be joining in on some of the live shows if her schedule permits. But she so graciously allowed me to kind of host a read-along like this, and I am also going to be joined by my dear friend Dia from Novel Idea, and the book that we're going to be reading together is The Knowledge of the Holy. So this is a pretty slim novel, as you can see. It's 117 pages in my edition, and it has 23 chapters. So we are going to plan to read one chapter per day, and the chapters are super short. Like, here's an example, this and this. So the daily reading is very, very brief, but I'm sure that it's going to be very deep and very meaty. The only other Tozer book that I have read so far is The Pursuit of God, which I read in early 2021, and then Krista read that for a read along in the fall of 2021. So within the course of 6 months, I read The Pursuit of God twice and was thrilled about it, and would have read it again probably in 6 months if I didn't have other commitments, because I absolutely loved it. It was so deep, so meaningful, and I highly anticipate Knowledge of the Holy being the same way. I have not yet read it. I think both Krista and Dia have, but it's been a while since they've read it, so I am really looking forward to reading this with them, and I hope that you will join us as well. This book in particular is about the different attributes of God. So I think it starts out with an introduction to God. It has a chapter on like the Trinity and things like that. And then it goes into just different attributes of God, things like the self-sufficiency of God, the eternity of God, the wisdom of God, the omnipotence of God, the justice of God, the grace of God, just different things like that. So the chapters are pretty brief, each diving into a different attribute of God. A lot of people that I've talked to who really enjoy A.W. Tozer actually cite this as their book of his that they absolutely love. So I'm really excited to read this book. My husband has read it. He loves it as well. So if you are interested, we would love it if you would join us. The schedule for the live shows will be that we are meeting together every Saturday in June at 1 p.m. Eastern time. And we anticipate the live shows being about an hour long. We don't want to take up like anyone's whole day if they don't want to. So that is kind of what we're planning on doing, but I am really, really looking forward to reading this, and I hope that you will join us as well. If you are doing the summer book bingo this year, which I just announced this week, this is a week full of announcements. I just announced this week, this could totally count for the nonfiction space. Just saying, and it's a short one to be able to include. So I would love to hear from you in the comments down below. Have you read this book? Would you be interested in joining us if you have read it? Or would you like to read it for the first time with us? I would love to have you aboard to read this book together, to discuss this book together. I should also mention that all of the details that I have mentioned, the reading schedule, all of those things, and the dates of live shows, as well as the times, will be in the description of this video. That way you can reference back in case you need to, but I really hope that some of you are able to join us. This video has been extremely short, but that's just kind of how it is with read-along announcements. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please hit like and also subscribe so you can continue to see more bookish content from me, and I will see you again next time.